Wait, let's say our pronouns real quick. I'm a he.
I'm a starfish. You and I are sick.
You walked into a lion's den.
You wouldn't know that it was human meat until they said to you, human carpaccio.
When I think about eating people, not only do I think about how they would taste, but I also like to think about their personality.
Walked into a lion's den.
Just call me my guy and we're good.
Yeah, call me my dude. That's
Yeah.
it. You sound like the dumbest robot
I
made.
am the dumbest robot.
Thank you for listening to Splittin Hairs. On this podcast, you're gonna learn about yourself. I'm Asha Salzano.
My name is Chris Metcalf.
We're all lizard people anyway. How do we bring in the show?
How do we bring in the
Do
show?
we usually do a prayer?
We the show just opens up and just like, yeah. Oh,
Like,
are you thinking
just-
more of a Catholic prayer?
Yeah, like a Catholic prayer. Yeah.
Yeah.
Either one though. I'm not
You're not against hymns?
I'm not-
Deep hymns?
I'm not like loyal to one religion or to one prayer.
No.
I like to keep my prayer options open.
Right.
Yeah.
Were you baptized?
Yes.
See, I was too. You know that you can't be un-Catholic?
We've talked about this on this podcast.
Oh, we
already.
have?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I went to church this week.
Shut
good.
up. No, you didn't.
Yeah, I went to a mass.
Oh.
Yeah, because Kate's godmother passed away.
Oh, okay.
So we
Okay.
went to-
You didn't just like go on your own. I thought you like had a moment.
Do you even know me?
Well,
Do
that's
you
why I
even-
was surprised. I was like, wait,
Do
what?
you know me?
You went to mass.
You're like, and it wasn't on fire? I didn't read about the fire in the church.
Isn't that a thing? Someone has to die for you to go to mass.
For me?
Yeah. Or I guess a wedding. I'm sure you'd go to a wedding.
I can never stay. No one gets married in my family. We just have baby daddies.
But maybe you got like I don't
we
know.
just got baby daddies.
Right, but if I got married and I was like, I'm having it at a Catholic church, like, and I invited you,
I will not show
you
up.
only in death.
Yeah.
I will show up. I will show to the house of the Lord.
I'm not showing up to your wedding anyway, so.
Oh.
On a beach.
Oh. If you don't show up to my wedding, I'm gonna have a fake dummy of you in the crowd with your face on it.
On your wedding, I'm going to have like the biggest party. Because we're like, hopefully, like, we're on tour someday, right? And we're doing pretty well for ourselves. And like, we have the same friends, like, you know, and not to say like you invite famous people to your wedding
probably will.
or whatever, but you start to be friends with these artists, right?
Right.
But I throw the biggest party and people have to choose between your wedding and my party.
And you have it like on the same like remote island that I'm having it on.
Yeah, I'm like on the water.
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
on like a boat out back, and I'm trying to get married on the beach.
I'm blasting
Yeah,
music. It's
you're
Bad
blasting
Bunny.
Bad Bunny. Yeah.
All you hear is Bad Bunny, yeah, man.
I actually would like that.
You would.
You know
You
what?
actually would
Honestly,
like
you know
that.
what would happen? I would get FOMO.
Yeah.
I'd be at my own wedding being like,
I can see you having a tearaway because you were a lifeguard. And you
yeah, I
like,
just rip it off, and I'm like, I'm out.
yeah. But yeah, and I was like, I can never stay serious. I don't know any of the like, you know, when they be like, and may God be with you. You know when like the priest and you are going back and forth,
What?
Like,
In the vows, you mean?
like when they're giving like the mass and I guess the vows. I don't know what's.
Are you
called.
talking about a wedding or just a mass?
No, mass. Like,
Oh,
when you
okay,
go,
okay.
and you know how like they're like, and be with him, and he shall be with. Like, it's like when the priest is doing crowd work. I feel like.
Yeah. Well, he does it. Well, yeah. And then he goes off the cuff. It's when they do I think it's the homily. The homily is like right after they read. They'll be like, and now we're reading from the book of John.
You can call it whatever to me. I'd be like, it sounds right, homily.
But that's
Yeah.
But that's what you're talking about.
Yeah.
That's when the priest kind of like does his thing. That's his new material. Because the homily is when he's like, all right, we've now read for the book. Now I'm
Yeah.
gonna give you guys some shit to think about.
Right, but he does the crowd work thing, and it makes me feel uncomfortable because everybody knows it except me.
Right, people are kneeling, and you're like, "Oh shit!"
I'm like,
didn't know I was
time to
supposed
kneel. I'm like,
yeah.
we kneeling. Oh, get up, we're getting up. Like I'm just following everyone around me,
Yeah.
and it was just like, and then so like I find it funny. Like I find it like I'm just like laughing because I'm embarrassed, right? So I'm like laughing. Thank God for masks too, like masks that we have to wear masks everywhere. Because I was just like laughing, and I was so embarrassed, and I was like, man, like. Everybody wants to see God when they die. Like, I might have a couple of things to explain to him. I don't know if I want to see him.
Why?
Like-
Because you don't know all the dance moves in church. You don't
And
know all the
chor-
call and response
yeah.
things.
Or he's just like, so like, what was so funny every time you were at church?
Could
I'm
you
like-
imagine if God really
I'm like,
was
I don't know, man. It's just like, when I get nervous, I laugh, man.
Dude,
Like,
if God is just like a grammar school hard-ass teacher when you go to heaven where he's
Yeah.
like, you didn't know when to genuflect. Like, that's
Yeah.
what he really cares about? Like, that ruler hitting your hand nun shit?
Yeah.
Yo. Did I ever tell you we used to do this thing? Because, like, I went to Catholic school, like, all through middle school through high school and shit. And, you know, all guys, high school, everybody
Gay.
fucks around. Well, and it's gay as
Everybody-
fuck.
everybody
Everyone's gay as
fucks,
fuck. Everyone
everybody-
fucks, sucks
Yeah.
mad dicks. Shouts out Bergen Catholic, suck mad dicks. Crusaders.
fuck Nardies.
Fuck Nardies. Yeah, fuck Nardies. I'm just like saying shit from my childhood. Yeah.
That I wanted to like be with you, have the same attitude, but I didn't know your high school. So like,
Yeah.
I knew something else that people would be like, fuck in your world.
I was just trying to solidify sucking dicks in my Catholic high school together.
That's great.
Yeah.
Please keep on. The people want to hear it for 45 minutes. But go ahead. What are you saying?
So they would do once a month. They would have like the whole school would have to
Mm-hmm.
go to the auditorium and they'd have mass because like we'd have like brothers or like guy nuns, but they don't have the funny hat things. They're just
Mm-hmm.
like just look like priests. So anyway, so like you know the part in mass where they're like, "And peace be with you," and everyone shakes each other's
Yeah.
hands and they're like, "Peace be with you,
Yes.
peace be with you."
I fucked that up too, by the way.
So
People are like reaching out for my hand. I'm like, I remember.
well, some people are a
Yeah.
little overzealous where they're like reach. And it's like, all right, bro. I do like if someone turns around, I'll give you one. I do the left, the right. Someone behind me, I'm like, hey, peace be with you. Like some people are like, hey,
Yeah, it's
peace be with. And they're
it's
like reaching over. Come
it's a
on.
D-pad kind of situation. It's just back and forth, side to side.
Yeah,
That's it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Old school D-pad. Boom,
Yeah,
boom, boom.
boom.
We're
Yeah,
done. Yeah, I'm
yeah.
not doing combos and unlocking shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not hitting the triggers. Nothing. Enough. Yeah.
So what we would do is, and it was just like, I don't know. It was just everybody just knew like it as like a Ouija board just to do this. So they go, peace be with you, 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 and imagine an auditorium of like 500 like freshman to senior high school guys not stopping doing peace be with you, peace be with you, peace be with you, peace be with you, and then like it's going on like it doesn't like I'm shaking people and everyone's doing it, and now the teachers are like, Metcalf, cut it out. Manzoli, stop doing peace be with yous. And like now the teachers are being like, stop doing peace be with yous. And you have the whole auditorium be like, peace be with you, peace be with you. And they're like, stop doing peace be with you. And then the priest who's standing on the stage is like, gentlemen, we've done enough peace be with yous. Like trying to get a whole auditorium. And then there'd always be like the couple of straggler kids who wouldn't stop doing it. And they'd be like, Fredrickson, get your ass over here. You get in a jug. That was like a detention. You get in a jug because he wouldn't stop doing peace be with you. Peace be with you. Peace.
They're like, all right, enough with the peace. All right, like we only want peace for so long. Remember, everyone profits off war. So peace be with you.
Peace be with you.
For a little bit.
It's enough.
How do you like tell them to stop doing that though? Like, stop being peaceful. Hey.
That's what they would do. They would say, that's enough with the peace be with yous.
Yeah.
Dude.
But yeah, I bet you're good at like the crowd work with the priest, right?
What do you mean?
Like when he says like "I'm be with you," like you can do the crowd
I think
work back.
it's been a while, but I think it would just like
Come back
It
to
would
you?
just
Yeah.
like I think they'd be like, oh,
You know what else I was thinking when I was like looking at the priest? I'm like, like I know a lot of people who like follow their word like through and through, and I'm just like, this person doesn't like have intimacy anymore. So like, how do we trust them?
Right. I never understand why married couples go to a priest to figure their shit out.
Right. I'm like, this is the worst person.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is like, I don't get it. Like, I understand that he's with love and he reads a Bible, but like, he don't know what it's like to wake up and have like, your wife like leave all the lights on, and you're like, oh great, the whole night the lights were on, and
Right.
what are we married to Con Edison now? Like, you
Right.
think the electricity bill is cheap?
He doesn't know what it's like to like go out drunk with your girl and then like come home and get in like a crazy fight, but then like and then have the best sex
Yeah.
ever and then like be confused about it the next day.
And
Like,
sometimes that's the solution.
yeah.
Right?
He
And
doesn't
he can't
even
give
know
you that solution.
nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Yeah.
No real world like experience.
With relationships.
Right. Yeah.
You're like, and like he's never had to like, just be with one person and just like, stick it out for whatever. You know what I mean?
He does with the Lord.
But I mean,
He's
the
sticking
Lord
it
doesn't
out
even
every day.
bother anyone.
But
You know what I'm
Lord's not
saying?
making him come. That's
Yeah, but the
difference.
Lord is also
Lord's
not eating
giving
half
him-
of his sandwich when he asked him if he wanted a sandwich, and he said, "No, I'm good." And then the sandwich looks good, and so now your sandwich is half of their sandwich.
Right.
So like he is dating the Lord, but he's kind of not.
Well, yeah. It's
Yeah. So I was just thinking about that too while I was looking at this priest. You know, like I was like, I don't know why we listen to you.
Well,
really.
right, and that's what I've thought
I'm
that
in
all
church.
the time. Yeah, I don't know.
I'm in church thinking about. I don't know why we listen to you. Like it's
Yeah.
like not convincing me at all.
What do you know?
Yeah.
Some of them are like chill. Like I actually like the priests. Like when you have to go to church. Like some priests, like you were talking about, they're kind of like stand-ups, right? Everyone's got a different vibe. Some priests, like my dad and I would get excited, or my brother and I would get excited, would be like, "Yo, this guy's fast." Bing bang boom with this
He's a
guy.
fast
Bing
one.
bang boom with this guy. We're kneeling, we're getting up. He bangs through that homily. It's quick, it's to the point, and we show on the fucking road.
When he shows up, you guys are like, "My man."
Let's do it, doggy. Yeah, praise be with him.
Your
Yeah,
dad
I'm getting into like
your-
preacher shit, and it's not
Your
even.
dad is like leaving his wallet in the like donation.
Yeah.
He's like, "This is my man. I'm gonna treat him right."
Out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
That is so funny.
Yeah. And then you get
That's
the
my
opposite though.
That's my priest. That's my kind of priest.
Yeah, the best type, especially in those like tall Roman Catholic fucking style churches where it's just like boring, you know.
Yeah.
But then you get the other ones. I'll never forget. There was this one guy, Father Szymanski. I don't know where the fuck this dude. Maybe he was from Ireland. This dude would fall asleep during mass. Sometimes he was so old. He'd be sitting in that big crown chair up in the front with the two deacons on the side, and then he'd be sitting there, and it would be like his time. You talk about not knowing when to kneel down and stand up. This fucking dude would fucking be like falling asleep with his little headdress on, sitting there, and then be like, "And now it is time for the," like they finish the gospel and he's supposed to go up and do the homily.
Yeah.
This motherfucker's, and like one of the deacons is like, "Father Szymanski. Father Szymanski."
They're like,
yeah,
yo, homeboy.
and then he's like, "Oh, the homily." And then he like
I was
up
talking
there,
to the Lord.
and he fucking drones on, and it's his fucking. He's the Lord, you know,
Yeah.
this fucking guy.
Yeah.
And we're just like, fuck this guy, fuck Szymanski, bro.
Yeah.
Let's get this guy out of here.
So I guess what we've realized is that neither of us should really meet God. By this conversation, we really shouldn't.
No,
He's gonna have a lot of questions.
But I think
she.
they,
you know? Some people
she,
say,
yeah, you never know.
You never know. I like that.
yeah, always open. Yeah. Well, it's funny.
Imagine
though.
us like going up to her and we're like, "No fucking way!" Like because we all have.
You're a starfish.
Yeah. Hawaiian.
Orange with the blue specks and everything.
Yeah.
So cool.
Like that's gonna be funny. Like if when we go see him and it's like everyone is like, knew it.
Yeah. And then, but you know, the Lord Starfish himself will know that they're lying
Yeah.
when they're like, "Knew it." Yo, you know what's gonna
You
be?
did not know it.
You know what's gonna be really funny? Going with the notion that the Catholic Lord is the Lord and everyone's gonna be judged. I can't imagine all the people that are just like claiming queer non-binary stuff, but they're just like doing it in the trend way, and then they go meet the Lord, and then he's like, "So what's the deal?" And they like don't drop it, or they have to be like, "All right, it was a time."
But God
It
is
was
like so
2020.
chill. God is so chill. He like puts their arm around you.
Your heart was in the right place.
Or they're just like, well, they're like, "Why'd you lie, man?" Like, you should have just not,
and
He's
then
like,
they're just like,
a cool,
"It was a time."
Yeah, everyone was doing it. He's
It was-
like, I know. I mean, humans, we never learn, Like he's just like mad.
Yeah.
chill.
He's like, "I get it.
Yeah.
I get it."
Yeah.
He's like sitting by a pond on a rock.
That's how I imagine it. It's
Yeah.
just like walking around this like endless pond.
having a nice chit chat
Yeah, with God.
with the starfish Lord himself.
Just
The whole time you said that, I imagined a starfish next to.
I just like imagine like a Hawaiian dude just being like, "Dude, what's going on?"
Yeah, God's Native American. God's just straight up like, I don't know if Cherokee is like okay to say, but
Christopher Columbus was like, fuck.
yeah, he's like, damn it,
Yeah.
fuck. Yeah.
He's like, I didn't know. If I would have known, I would have been better.
Yo, now it's funny to even think about like, what if like it's like one of the other ones? Like we get up there and it's, I don't know, like Nirvana. Like Nirvana is basically you just unplug.
Right.
Do you know about?
I don't know about this.
So Hinduism and Buddhism, you want to reach nirvana, right? But you know how they believe in reincarnation. Mm-hmm. So like, only until you live your truest, most like best life according to their beliefs, even if you're off by an iota, you are reincarnated. You can come back and you have to keep reliving life. You can come back as a plant. You can come back as another person. And you just keep doing this. To reach nirvana
okay.
is to completely unplug and go into a deep sleep forever. That is their heaven. Like you have reached...
That is my heaven
You've
after
reached
a long
place
week.
where you don't have to be...
That is my heaven.
Yeah,
like,
before you have to redo the week over
yeah,
again.
exactly.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
I agree.
That's what
sign me up.
what they're going for.
Yeah, that makes sense though.
You
I
know?
like religion that makes sense like that.
Yeah. Do you think you'll hit your nirvana when you die?
Not even close. You think me being a comedian is my peak?
I don't know.
You think I'm not missing a few, I would say what like saves me is being gay. Like I feel like being gay is my truest form.
Right. Is your truest form?
Yeah.
What do you
know what I mean? Like that's something like I've perfected, I feel like I'm a good gay.
I think that's fair. Oh,
Yeah.
Great gay.
I didn't ask you. I just set you up though.
I was back.
I knew you were gonna agree.
You're shitting on me for support. I'm like, got your back, girl. And you're like, fuck you.
I'm like, I don't need no man
Yeah.
to agree with me.
You're the last person I want standing behind
But
me.
I set you up with that. I'm
Yeah.
gonna be honest.
No, I want
Yeah.
to be spiked into the sand.
I knew you were gonna be like, yeah, I agree. Yeah. What do you think is your point of life?
What do you mean?
Like, what do you think you were set to do? Besides bother me. Besides get on
That
my
has
last
been becoming
nerve.
my new, my new priority in life.
Yeah.
I would say, honestly, like, I just want, like, I honestly just want to, like, enjoy life, like, and, like, put that out to, like, I want other people to feel like they're, like, having a good time around me.
Yeah, that's wrong.
Why is that wrong? That's the worst thing, bro.
Yeah. Enjoy life, never gonna happen. You're never gonna reach nirvana there.
I shouldn't even say enjoy life because I don't necessarily like. I can't say that I'm like fully enjoying life. Like I got a lot of fucking hang-ups and shit.
What was that?
Clearly, like
Fully
fully enjoy fucking life, bro. And fucking take cruises, fucking backpacking through Europe.
When I think about someone who fully enjoys life, I hear the same person.
Yeah, exactly.
I hear the same person.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And I'm like not living that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, which maybe that's not, whatever. All this is subjective, but.
I think as long as we try, right? Because it's like we can't. Like part of enjoying life, and like we talked about it earlier, is like hating on things, right? Because then you hate on things, and then you can love on something. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? It's like it goes like. It's gotta rain, like the sun feels good after it rains. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? Like that's when you really appreciate the sun. So I feel like you are enjoying life.
Yeah, I'm well, compared to last episode, I've done a
Yeah.
lot less hating this week.
Yeah. and a lot loving.
A lot of loving.
Love it.
Yeah, a lot more loving. But yeah, I don't know. I've realized like this week, like to sort of better answer your question, like I think like I've realized like if I'm with like good people and like having a good time, like I think partly that's why I love stand up is like I just love making people like laugh and just have fun.
Yeah.
Like I just love that. Like I'm no good alone, like by myself.
And
like I need to be around people.
Having a good time. Like
Yeah.
I know that that's obvious, but like with stand up, it's just like I think that's one of the biggest because like to go to work, you got to be fun.
Yeah. Yes.
Like you have to be fun.
Yes.
Like you have to go and have a good time. Like you got to be like, I'm gonna show this audience a good time. Like you know what I mean? And so like
I'm getting like emotional of you talking about it like
gonna
that.
cry.
I am. I'm like getting emotional. I'm like, yeah, you do.
he's gonna cry. my
Mezcal
God,
when
yeah.
we do this. Oh, fuck.
Chris is on his period.
I hope you have me marked in your calendar now.
Yeah, it's just a red moon now. Now it's
yeah.
just all the time.
Oh,
yeah,
man.
but it's like,
But it's
I
the
agree,
truth,
yeah.
though.
And you being around friends, like you're just like
100%.
Yeah.
Because you're like, oh, yes, this is why I do this shit. You know what I mean? Yeah. Yeah, it's fucking crazy. And it's funny.
in a show recently. My bad.
No, go ahead.
In a
go
show
ahead,
recently, I was like trying to set myself up for a joke, and I was like, I consider myself like a lover of life. And like the host who knows me very well is Candace Muzinski. She was like, she was like a lot, because I like immediately I was like, I know that's the gayest thing I've ever said. And like, if you don't know Candace, she's like a tough bro.
Oh,
she's a tough girl,
bitch. Yeah, and I
she's-
mean that in the best way.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
I mean, her and I, like we always see each other. We're like, we're tough, you and I.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
she's always
yeah.
like, you're tough like me.
Yeah.
So like,
She's a bartender.
yeah, and just
Yeah.
like and so she was like, when I said that, she was like a lover of life, like, 'cause, it's just like. I get what you mean. Like sometimes you just feel so inspired. You're like, yo, I love this shit. Like I love being around people.
Yeah.
I love the conversations. Like yeah.
100.
So did you see like some new like some old friends recently? That like
I saw like old friends. Like some of it was, I got. Yeah, I saw.
dude, I cannot get over the fact you're crying.
I know. I'm like, I can't even believe I was crying either. I'm like, what the
you
fuck?
got like tears down your face. Yo, if you're not watching this and you are listening, just go right now and look at this dude. Look at this dude. We are like 22 mark.
Oh
so
my
listen to
god!
this dude.
You know what it
Look
is?
at
Because
this
I
dude.
push all down so long, and then even when I get like like a crack in the dam, and
Yeah.
then I'm not even like emotional anymore, but like it's just like still coming out.
It's your because you oppress your emotions.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Yeah.
So now it's just like
A lot of white males do that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised.
I mean, that's why you're mostly school shooters. That's the problem. If a lot of you cried like this, it'd be a better world.
right. Just got real emotional.
Yeah, just
Oh
let
my
your,
God.
let it out. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, you were saying your older friends. My bad. I'm so immature.
Oh, whatever. Like, yeah, no, I just like met. You know what it was? I met up in a short amount of time in like 2 weeks. I saw like a bunch of people from like my past that I hadn't seen in a long time, and not like I feel like when you say people from your past, it sounds negative, but it was like
People who stopped talking to me.
yeah, like
because
these
I stole from
people-
them.
Yeah.
People from my past who are like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but it was just like people that I grew up with and that I'm still friends, but you don't talk to them all the time. And it was just like a lot of it in a short period of time, and like I was like felt like myself for the first time in a while, and like I felt like I got like some of my like funny bone back a little bit, where I was like, oh, this is the shit that makes me laugh, and I like saw like in this like weird Rain Man way where I was like, oh, like now I get my jokes more because like I'm around this is the shit I find funny.
Right.
And it was all just like making a lot of like just like, oh, things are just like connecting for me.
Right.
It was like that.
It's like going back to like who you are. Like sometimes
Yes.
because you can forget it when you hang out with like comedy friends too many times.
Oh, because it's
like,
so jaded, and you're like stage time and this
not
and
even-
jokes and
yeah. I mean that happens, but even more than jaded, even if they're like good comedy friends, it's still not like where your roots came from. You know, like when because if like
they're sort of work friends.
yeah, and you think about like when you thought you started being funny, or when you thought your first joke, or like when you were like, oh yeah, I do remember that I'm funny. Like you know, it's just like it's like when you discover that you're funny and being around people like that, because you're already past that once you start doing comedy.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you've got to like. There's got to be a bunch of times where you're like, yo, I'm too funny. You know?
Yeah,
And I hate to
yeah.
I hate to toot my own horn, but you're like, that's when you start doing comedy where you're like, all right, I've always been the funny person. So like,
Yes.
so.
Yeah, because if I was with all my friends and again, like you said, I'm not trying to do my own horn, but it's like, yo, I'm crushing. Like everyone's having a good time. Everyone's laughing their ass off.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm just being me. Like I'm just having fun. Like I'm not even trying to like vie for attention. We're drinking. Fuck
Yeah.
it. I'm just having fun.
I
And to
love.
like, because if I did that and people weren't laughing and I was just like sitting in a chair and just being like chill, like I'd be like, why am I doing stand up? But like it was like this thing of like you said, when you're with your friends, you're the funny one.
Yeah, and you
just like,
kind of and you
yeah.
kind of remember like what situations made you
Yes.
funny and like
Yeah.
yeah, and like you all have like the thought process. I don't know. I love seeing my old friends. I mean, I'm super close to my best friends in high school. Like the little girl group I had, like we're super close. Like we're still in a group chat. We still see each other frequently. I mean, you know them. You saw them for
Yeah,
my birthday.
yeah,
like
yeah.
they always come to my shows. Like
Yeah.
I'm super blessed to have like this like group of 4 girls, and
Mm-hmm.
it's like it's good to see them too because like I said, like they all have kids. And recently we were trying to meet up, and everyone was like, "Yeah, but I'm putting them to nap, or I'm sending them to my mom's, or like no, like my friend, one of my friend was like, oh no, my man has the baby, like you know her husband has the baby today, or like all that shit." And I just like, to me it was like whether I wanted to get up or not. Like,
Yeah,
you know?
I know, yo.
And I was like, and those one of those moments where I'm like, I'm getting older. You start thinking like, yo, why? You know, like you don't think like I'm not like, why am I not married? Why like everyone else is just getting married, making serious decisions, and as performers, our life is totally different than that.
Yeah.
So it's like sometimes you double guess yourself, and you're like, what the fuck? And then that happens, and you're like, no, I am doing the right thing.
I'm good. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm good. I have like a literal. I'm glad you brought this up because so one of the groups of friends I saw was like my friend that I lifeguard with, and every year
and just I don't want to like
no,
I don't
go
want to
ahead.
interrupt, but like the thing too about my friends too is that they're all good mothers. So it's not even like I don't see the sacrifices that they have to make every day.
Sure,
right? When
yeah,
you have a
yeah,
friend
yeah.
who's like not really a good parent, you're like,
why are you always available?
but yeah, you're like, oh, it's easy. Like you're like, oh, but she has it easy and they have it hard, but it's different. It's like no, they're all making fucking sacrifices.
Right.
So I'm like, I get to see like, no thanks.
Well, you
But
get to
go
see
ahead.
them grow up in a way that like is different than you.
Yes, and have a different struggle in life.
Different responsibilities.
Yes, yeah, and like real shit.
Yeah.
But go ahead, you were saying.
So, but this
yeah.
goes off of what you're saying, though, right? So, my friend he went to Indiana, like, and all these guys,
Wrong.
like, yeah, they went to like Indiana State or whatever, Indiana University, and he would have all his friends, like, he had like this big group of friends, and he would like once a year have them all down to his beach house. And then he started inviting like because we lifeguarded together, he started inviting like his close lifeguard friends. So I've been going to this thing for the last like 6 years, maybe, right? I have watched. I know these guys. It basically is a beer pong tournament with like
Right.
lots of food,
Yeah, we love that.
and and I've watched this party. I've watched these guys, most of which I only see once a year. I've watched them get fatter, grayer, more like crotchety, more
Yeah.
pale. Like every year there's less because they're dads.
Yeah.
So they're not like, oh, what happened to Jimmy? Oh, he couldn't his kid with the like, and it's like a science experiment where it's like I'm like, and the beer pong gets worse. Like everyone's worse at beer pong, and you're just like, what the fuck? Like you're watching the aging like happen in front of you.
You're watching the life being sucked out of them.
Out of all of them, yeah. And then to your point, a lot of them that were there like had kids.
Yeah.
I don't. So they're like, I was like, hey, what's that like? And they're like, yeah, I had to get like a babysitter. My wife, her mother flew in to like spend time with her to
Yeah.
help her with the kid, and now I'm here, and I'm like, cool.
You're like,
I'm sleeping at my parents' place, and
I rode my bike.
I rode my bike here.
Yeah.
And even
I
if
gotta take care of my
even
bike.
if I
I
had a
gotta-
kid, yeah,
I gotta make
the
sure.
chain keeps popping off this fucking thing, man.
I mean, the air just won't stay in.
You got a bike guy?
Yeah.
Like that's my world, So I know what you mean when you say
it's
like.
so crazy to see though, right?
I know it's
like
insane.
it's humbling. Like you're like, my life isn't so hard.
It's humbling, but I also think it makes me, in a weird way, makes me feel okay because I think
Like you made the right choice.
sometimes, yeah.
Because you're like, I'd have been miserable.
I don't
Yeah.
I don't want to do that.
You're
You
like,
know?
no, I want to play. I want to go to the beer pong tournament.
yeah. Yeah. I want to do the beer pong tournament, and I want to be like worried about things that don't matter. I
My
want to get upset about how this place didn't have, the bagels I showed up
Yeah.
for. You know what I mean? Like, I
Yeah.
want to be mad about those things.
My friends were like, we were all trying to hang out sometimes and like have the babies hang out, right? Because now most of them have babies the same age. 3 of them do. They're like a year or so apart.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. One of us has an older baby, but still kids are kids, right? So, I always joke with them. They're like, come on, when are we going to hang out and get the kids together? I'm like, oh, I don't have kids. I can't go. Like, I always do that to them. Oh, I can't make it. Sorry, I don't have kids. And then I like told them, I'm like, yo, like if we have a photo shoot with our babies, I can hold my Xbox.
It's like you and Kate with the Xbox.
Yeah. I think when I got my Xbox, like,
Yo,
they
that
were
would
all...
be such a funny Christmas card for you to send out. You and Kate, you guys should just go to like a moto photo where they put you on the like furry table and it's you two with the Xbox.
like nice things we bought ourselves.
Yeah, some of her gems or
yeah,
whatever.
like her jewels, like the earrings I got her, like our MacBooks.
And you guys
know
are
what
like
I mean?
wearing matching like
Fur?
sweaters.
No,
yeah.
fur.
Oh, furs.
Yeah.
Oh, you're furred out.
We got like chains.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I see where you're going with this. Yeah, I'm down with that.
But even like when I got my Xbox, because like this is the new one, and so like you have to pre-order them, and you got to get like these shit sell out fast.
Okay.
So like when I got it, I like messaged my girls and I was like, exciting news. I'm expecting.
Something's on the way.
Yeah.
You have a shower. You have an Xbox shower for it. You give them a registry.
It's like gaming
controllers.
chairs.
Yeah, that little thing that makes me have a faster hair trigger.
Yeah. Yo, shut up. Don't be telling my secrets, dude. My elite controller.
We bleep all this out.
Yeah. But yeah, it was just so funny. I would like send it to them and be like, I know you guys are like pregnant right now because 2 of them were pregnant at the same time. And I was like, but like me too. And like send it to them and shit like that. Like
that's fucking
yeah.
hilarious.
But it's like crazy, because they were like, yeah, it's funny to see your friends grow up before you because of what we do.
Yeah.
Right?
It made me feel youthful.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I'm young and spry.
Look, I got it going on, baby.
I'm not feeling like an old grumpy man.
Yeah.
I might got some salts, but
Yeah.
I'm a little 18-year-old Christy Metcalf.
But it's nice seeing them too because it's like feels like home.
Oh yes, absolutely.
Right? It feels like home. You're like, this is
Oh,
this
the
is-
best. And they don't give and as comics, they don't give a fuck. I mean, they're a little interested and they'll ask you some stuff, but they don't give a fuck about your stand up and like.
Not my friends.
My friends do, but then there's like a point where then they'll start making fun of me for it.
Yeah, no. Like they're super supportive. Like
Yeah.
like Denise comes to my shows. And
Right,
like she listens to the
she's
podcast.
listening right now.
Yeah. And she like watches this shit
Denise.
and then like Denise Bell took my headshots. Like those headshots I got, those are from my friend Denise Bell.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she's a great photographer.
Nice.
And like
That's
she
great.
took my headshots for free too. And like I was like telling them like, yo, I gotta do more content online and shit like that. And Denise Bell was like, oh, I'll help you. She's like, after August, like I have weekends free. Like if you want me to help you with like,
Yeah.
And like that's just like so dope. Like they're always like, what's going on? Like where's your shows? I want to go. Like they're super supportive.
That's good. I have a few
but-
like hardcore friends like that, but
But they should be because I'm kind of better than them.
right.
Because let's be honest, without me, there's no funny group. You know what I
Clap,
mean?
clap, 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 clap,
I'll leave. I've got offers.
I got other chat
Yeah.
groups I could be in.
Yeah. Chat groups.
Other
That's
message
how,
groups.
That's how old Chris is. Chat groups.
Chat groups.
Not group chats.
All right, what are you guys on a forum?
Yeah.
You guys on a forum? Can I join?
Yeah.
I know you have to. You have to let me in probably because it's private.
Yeah, we're on a Facebook group.
Yo, I'm gonna say something's gonna sound. I'm gonna be fucking clapping at some fucking parents right now because I'm not a parent. But yo, I was with some of my friends who are parents, and I saw them pacify their kids with an iPad, and all I could think about was like, yo, you're like old school parents must have been like, in some ways, better parents because like they didn't just have like a fucking digital world to drop in front of a kid.
Better parents? I don't know.
Give them a little smack, while they're in the car seat.
I don't know if that's
Shut your mouth.
I don't know if that's better than giving them an
Blow
iPad.
smoke in their face.
Better parents, no, but
you know what I'm saying though.
Harder working parents.
Yes, harder working parents.
Harder working parents. I don't think better parents though, but I
Right.
do think that there's like this like. I mean, just think about it, right? Your kid is like, well, like I want this. They're so fucking annoying. It's like,
Oh, it's nonstop. My friends that tell me, they're like, yeah, dude, I gotta be up at like fucking 4 o'clock in the morning because whatever. Chase.
dude, whenever my
awake.
niece would stay over, it was just like, I want popcorn. I want popcorn. I want it now. I want it now. Tantrum. I want it popcorn now. Like, I'll give her a fucking flying car if she asks me to. You know what I mean? Fuck an iPad. I'd be like, here's the keys to the car. Get out of here. You know what I mean?
It's a Tesla. It drives itself.
Yes.
Just go.
Exactly.
Send your kid on a road trip.
Yeah, you just put the address in, boop, boop, boop.
I mean, you
to their
probably can
grandma's
do
house.
that, yeah.
Yeah, you can do that now.
Just throw the kid in the fucking
I'll
car,
do
send
it.
him on a route,
Fuck an iPad.
have the kid go transcontinental, go back and forth.
Yeah, I let you travel as a kid. You should be thanking me. I get it, dude. That's got to be like so hard. You have this thing where like it's gonna shut them up, and so like instead of yelling at them, instead of hitting them, you're just like, shut up, like just here. Like I mean, I watch
Yeah.
TV. I'm on an app, so it doesn't feel like strange to us.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like.
Yeah. Yeah.
And our parents kind of did that with like consoles, like Nintendo's. Like that was half for them too. Like they love.
I had to bargain to like it was no. It's nice outside. You're going outside. You're not inside. My mom forced me to go outside. It was like there'd be days where
she bought you one.
Right, but I could only play it. It was like one of those things like Jude
But you
bought it,
don't-
but Carol didn't want to get
But
it.
you don't know. You don't know. Like if one day they were like, "Yo, let's just let them play." Like in your head, you're just
No,
like,
it was a Jude. They told
no.
me.
But I'm saying like you don't know back then if like once or twice they were like, just let them play because they're shutting the fuck
for
up.
sure, yeah.
That's
There
what
was
I
definitely
mean.
Yeah, oh, for sure, yeah.
You know
yeah,
what
yeah.
I'm saying? Like they definitely
Absolutely.
used it like that. Like because even my
Absolutely.
mom, it was like homework first, shower first. Like it was still like we don't have like they weren't just handing it to us like this generation.
I guess it feels weird because they're like my friends that I've seen do it. They're like still in a car seat. Like the kid can't even like say full sentences, and you're just like, "Up, she's awake. Like be quiet. We're in the car." And it's just like, I just give her the iPad, and then it's just like, like
it's like Wall-E. We learned nothing from Wall-E.
we've learned nothing from
From
Wall-E.
Wall-E,
We've learned
yeah.
nothing from Wall-E.
Yeah, but it's also like, and then I've heard parents be like, we got to be the generation that like breaks that because it's kind of the older generation than us. It's like my sister's generation.
What do you mean break what?
Like us just handing them stuff so they can be entertained. Right. So I've seen a lot of millennials be like, we got to drop that. Like we got to get rid of that. Like it's like I see my sister has done it.
Well,
her
it's
generation.
a holdout. Has your sister talked about like trying to hold out getting them like a phone? Like some of my relatives and friends who have kids have like talked about like it's like a discussion of when do we get them the phone.
Well, I think my nephews and nieces got their phone. My niece still doesn't have a phone. She has an iPad though, so she can call people. I think it's
iPad.
yeah.
Hello?
No, it's FaceTime.
I know. I'm just being.
And
a
she'd
dick.
be like, she's like, doesn't even FaceTime right off the bat. She's like, why you don't pick up my phone? I'm like, back your nose up.
Yo.
Because you've got like 20 boogers. Back it up.
People that live and die by the iPad is fascinating to me. It's a certain type of person that I think spans a lot of different.
Yeah.
You can't peg it as one person. I remember when we were in Africa Safari in Kenya, and there would be fucking, because we're not the only people there. There's other like groups in these like vans and trucks, and you would see people, it was mostly Asians, holding up iPads as their camera.
Yeah.
Just like, but I've just never seen that. Like, just like everyone's got your phone. Or, I mean, I had a camera,
But those
like
are-
an iPad. Like,
but
just
those
like,
are nice photos.
I mean, I didn't see them. I'm sure they're great.
The iPad
but it's just
takes nice
interesting. Like
photos.
you're holding this screen. You're like walking around with a screen.
Well,
You're
those,
like-
well, depending on the age, they're used to having like the big cameras. You know what I mean? Like, like.
Oh my God, Carol's fucking font on her texts. It's like the bubbles are so big. It's like,
It's like 60. It's like 63. It's on like 63.
It's at max.
Yeah.
Like,
like one word covers the whole screen. Yeah, I've seen
wild.
people like that. Yeah, I'm like, everyone can read it.
Yeah. Sorry,
Everyone-
I forget what you were talking about with the iPads. Anyway.
Anyways, yeah, I don't know what I was saying, but we were talking about children and my
Oh, giving them the
nephews,
iPads.
they didn't get one
and
until-
how your niece has an iPad.
right, but my nephews didn't get a phone until like my sister wouldn't be able to pick them up from school and stuff like that.
Oh, okay.
Once she wasn't able to do that,
Right.
like
Then
then
it
she
was like,
started giving them
"All right,
phones
now I
and
gotta
stuff
give
like
them a
that.
phone."
Yeah.
They got this phone, I think.
But
where it's
everyone has an iPad in the house. You know, like it's
something
now,
to connect.
Now at this point in technology, like before that's how she was, but like she's just like here. So I know some millennials that are like, we gotta break that, we gotta change that.
Right.
But the problem with that is too, like kids that start getting an iPad really quickly, they're gonna be better at technology. Like technology is only progressing. Like I know kids that can like type and like fucking like crazy and
Okay.
think about like what jobs are gonna be. Everything is moving technology wise. So I'm like, it's a skill. At the end of the day, it's a skill to be able to handle technology. So like
I think it's even beyond a skill. It's like a fluidity. It's like a language.
yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes. Exactly.
But here's what's, and I know we kind of talked about this on like one of the future episodes we did, but like, and I guess there's no real point to it. But my thing is this, like, of all the technology, like how much of it is like truly useful. You know what I mean? Like even me, like the amount of things I do on my phone is like mostly bullshit.
But it makes the economy go round. So it doesn't matter how useful it is.
Right, but maybe there's a balance where you can have somebody who is fluent in the world but doesn't feel like if they don't have their phone or they're like not wired in that they're going to like lose their mind. Like there could be an appreciation. I think what the movement is really doing,
I think the problem is that it's an obsession, right? It will go away. It will go away. Like technology,
what will go away?
like the awe of it. Like I think we're obsessed. I think like this is the first time we get to do this. Like think about that. Like think about this is the first time we get to like communicate with anyone, and like it has changed communication
Rapidly.
It has changed working on film projects. It has
Everything.
changed dating. So it's like it has changed sneaker stuff, like clothing. Like I was talking to Kate, I'm like, it's kind of fucked up what all these like Adidas and Nike have done to, and I'm a sneakerhead, so like I know this is not affecting everyone, but like you used to be able to go to Foot Locker and get like and be on a line for like the newest pair of Jordans. That doesn't happen anymore. They're giving
Rarely.
They're giving Foot Locker and all these sneaker stores, they're giving them like bullshit sneakers and selling all these exclusive sneakers on their apps. They're no longer like sending them out to stores. Like if this is an exclusive shoe, it is not reaching certain stores. Like there are certain stores that have connections. They're like
Right.
They're like famous stores. Like we've seen people shop in them in like LA and shit like that, like those bougie stores. But like they're not sending them to like Foot Locker, Champs, Training Camp, all of that. They fucked them in that.
Do you think that I'm guessing you would, hopefully you know this, I'm guessing that they can also charge more for them.
Sneaker prices have gone up, but they get all the profit now.
Right.
Instead of they took out the middleman.
Right.
And I mean, like, good for them. But what about
But they're
all
a
these
corporation, so like I don't know. Yeah, it's like
I mean,
what about these shoe stores? I mean, they're gonna have to figure something else out.
That's what
right?
I'm saying. I mean, they're empty. They have like the shittiest clothes. They have the shittiest sneakers. And the reason why I'm just bringing this up is because like I grew up going to a sneaker store and being able to get the latest Jordans. Whatever was like released.
Did you wait online? Did you ever wait online for
My
like
mom
hot shit?
My mom did for me.
That's a dedicated mom.
Yeah.
That's dedicated.
Yeah, my mom did for me. I gotta give her that. She used to go online and like, and then she made this connection with Training Camp, and she would just like, they would have my shoe size ready, and she would like tip them.
Hell yeah!
Yeah.
What up for some? Fuck yeah!
Yeah. So my mom did for me like like when my mom had
Yo,
a good
your mom
job,
pulls moves though. I bet your mom knew somebody that would like owe her a favor and stayed online. She probably
she's-
knew some.
No, you know what it is? She's so charming. and like she's a salesperson.
She'd be like, yo, let me get 3 spots up.
Well, she'd
Let
be
me
like,
go up.
no, because she would know someone that worked at training camp.
Oh, but
And
I
she'd
was
be
talking
like-
about when she did wait online. The time she did wait online.
No,
for
she
you.
really did wait online, but then it got to a point where she like knew the champ person,
Right.
And she would like tip them on the side. But she's a salesperson, so she knows how to talk
Oh,
to
she
them.
can talk. Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
Your mom could sell a fucking. Your mom could. Someone could come in looking for a car, and she'll sell them a fucking tank.
Yeah,
Yeah, she's.
you know Priscilla.
Yeah,
you,
she's fucking great.
Yeah, you know.
She called me Superman. She's called me Superman. Yo, you be nicer to him. Your mom told you to be nicer to me. I go, and you weren't even being that bad.
That's what I told her.
I know.
said-
I was like, Priscilla, you should hear.
But I wasn't even. I was just like, "Yo, Chris, what are you stupid?" Like, 'cause
Yeah.
I was like, it wasn't even that. You were picking up the glass, and I was like, "You got it? You sure you got it?" Because it was heavy, and I think I was like busting your chops. And my mom was like, "Be nice to him.
He's so strong. He's like Superman.
Nice." She's like, "I love him," and then she's like, "Thank." And then you held the door for her, and she was like, "Thank you, Superman." She had your ego like that.
Oh, I was like, what up? I think I even told her, I was like, yo, I'm looking for a new host for a podcast. You want
Yeah.
to do the show with me?
Yeah, so she would wait online and stuff. So that's what I'm saying. Like, I knew that like waiting online for sneakers and all of that shit, and they kind of fucked them. So when we're saying like, when I mean like technology is going to be the future, that's what I mean. Like,
Right.
we're pushing towards like things are just electronic now.
Yeah.
And I know it's so stupid with sneaker stores, but like I've already seen that drastically change. I mean, think
yeah.
about the workplace too, right? Like with dating, right? Like it's like on Tinder, you're like swiping, you connect, and you're like, you want to go on a date? You can't do that at work anymore. They're like, it could be harassment.
Right. Oh, yeah.
So it's like we've just like permanently are like these are for things online.
We meet via an app.
Right.
Via an app.
Like, because like you can have a connection with someone, right? Like at work, and you're like, oh, okay.
I
Like,
think I'm feeling a vibe.
yeah. And then if you're like, so what's up? You want to go like on a date or something? And like if you're in a position of power, you know what I mean? It's just like, that's even gotten weird. So like that's online. Because if you two like each other, it's like, oh, fair game.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? There's like this weird thing of like, no, we're employees. Like,
Yeah. Yeah. It's interesting though, because like, and maybe this is applicable. I think it's applicable to what we're talking about, but I also think there's such a
anything you say is never applicable.
That is true. That should just be known up top, honestly.
No, but good.
But I was talking to, I won't say the comedian because I don't, whatever. They may not want me to talk about them or whatever. So like,
Okay, so you were talking to Tim Dillon.
yeah, I was with Timmy
Yeah,
D.
yeah.
Yes or yes.
Yeah.
No, and it was after a show we were both on recently, and you know they're doing really well for themselves. They're opening up for like big New York comedians.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're, you know, I don't think they have a Netflix special yet, but they're
making
really
moves.
They're making fucking moves.
Yeah.
And now like if you go to their Instagram, like they don't have like 20,000, even they have like 3,000 followers, 5,000 followers, like nothing, like good numbers, but not like not like some internet sensation, not an online presence, right? Like that
But
you would
that's
assume.
but that's so rare.
What?
That happening. Like,
I guess, and maybe this will give you perspective,
Mm-hmm.
right? So, and what he was saying to me was like, and he said something about it. I didn't bring it up. He said, he's like, you know, man, like he's like, I don't have like mad followers. I don't have all these fucking followers, but like I'm in the business, and maybe I'm speaking strictly with stand up, but he's like, I'm in the business and I'm working with big people. It's not about the followers you have online. It's about the connections you make in the real world and the people you meet. Because like I asked him like, what, you know, as somebody who wants to get on the road, what would you give me one thing that I should focus on or consider? And he was like, fuck. He's like, if you're trying to be an online thing, do that. But if you're trying to be on the road and do stand-up, meet the local comics in the local cities, do the indie shows, be in with them, speak with them, talk to them. Like, it was a very real world thing and so much less like I'm sure they all follow each other and he follows them, but it's more like an address book than it is a, his Instagram is than it is like a, hey, I'm an online entertainment.
Yeah, but think about that's valid, but think about people making money. Like, think about people making money.
Oh, well, corporate big time
Or
money,
not even like just like some money. They've got some followers. You know what I mean? And I'm not trying to say that comedian's not making money. I'm just saying, like, I don't think we're fully there to what I'm saying we're gonna get to. But
Right.
I mean, followers are currency now. You know,
Absolutely.
it's currency now, and so like I don't think it's 100%.
But
I don't think it's like only what I'm saying. I just see us heading that way.
Absolutely. And I guess what I'm speaking to is like,
Because a lot of times when you apply for stuff too, like online, like writing jobs, like for late shows, or I mean, you and I applied for something and they wanted to know how many followers we had.
Right.
So it's like it doesn't matter. Like, connections do matter, especially with stand up. I think that's true. But like, you can't deny that followers are currency now.
absolutely.
So like, my thing is like, that's where we're heading.
And I know that's where we're heading. And maybe and again, I'm not trying to make any sort of specific point necessarily. I just think what I find interesting is that there is such a departure of like what you see online versus what goes on in the real world, whether it's legally, contractually, with business,
Yeah.
human connection, human, like, oh, I know this person, I know this guy, right? Like, versus what you see online. There's like a lot of times there is like a really big departure, and it's going to be interesting when we get into that future of like technology, we're all plugged in. On what level, like, are people gonna
Okay,
like
but- okay.
where does that when does the handshake, when does knowing someone in a real world setting and not necessarily like that holds, like, you're right,
But here's the thing
you
about
kind of see where I'm going with
no,
this.
I understand what you're saying. Like, you're like, when are we gonna lose that, like, knowing people in person?
Right.
But here's the thing too, and no comedian can say this is not like, okay, yeah, that comedian doesn't have a heavy presence online, but you know what does help? When a lot of producers see that you're on a lot of shows. And I don't care who you are, how many followers you have, everybody posts their flyers. Like, I don't know someone who's like, no, I don't post at all. You know what I'm saying? And like, everyone, you take a boomerang of a comedian, you're like crushing, killing, they post that shit. Like, because it's promoting yourself.
I
So
know
it's
some
like-
that are rare that do it, but they're few
Far-
and far
yeah.
between, and it's also they're not in a point in their career where I can be like, oh, they've made it. You know what I mean? They're on the
Right.
come up and they're doing well, but they're like they have like one picture on their Instagram, but like they get booked a lot.
Yeah.
And I know what you're saying, and I'm with you. I'm just trying to think of. I'm
But
gonna
you're-
split.
yeah,
I'm
you're
trying
splitting hairs.
split it. I'm just
You're-
trying to think of the exceptions to the rule. But I agree with you overall.
But
I
it's
agree
where
with
we're
you.
going, because before
Yes.
it wasn't
No,
like
you're
that.
right.
Like when
I know.
Jerry Seinfeld came up, when
Yes.
Kevin Hart, Adam Sandler, like when all of them came up, it was like, that's why all of them, you see that they're so like close to like who, like that's why Adam Sandler puts everyone on TV. Like,
Right.
they're so close because it was those connections. It was like, oh, I see you around. What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? You know what I mean?
Right.
And that still matters. And I think it will always matter because like, I mean, you always get a job off of a recommendation, right? Like, that's when you're for sure getting the job.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Right,
Like,
versus like applying online and stuff like that. So yeah,
Yes.
like connections do matter.
like it's still. I think right now, and maybe the window is closing, but I think right now, knowing someone still has more weight in some like right now than having followers.
Right, but
But that's gonna flip.
that's what I'm saying. I mean, we're not gonna live in the same world. Like those kids that can't even talk and are being handed iPads, they're gonna live in a different world than us. We're 30 years older than them.
But like, what are their handshake? Like, are they gonna even have? Like, are they
I mean,
gonna
I
have
don't know, but
those?
like things are gonna be. You know what I mean? Like think about like when our parents grew up. Like look how much has changed from when they grew up, and like things are getting rapid.
I kind of wish they just weren't even using iPhones.
Now
to be
it's like
honest with you.
Insta, you know. It's like Insta. Everything is instant. You know, it's like Instagram. You take a photo, you upload it, you get the likes, you get the comments immediately, right? So it's like everything is becoming instant. So it's like they're gonna live in that world where everything is instant. So
That's scary.
I mean, it's scary, but it's like I
some-
want to see it. Like
I want to
I
see
want to
it.
see it.
I'm glad that I'm from. I've never thought I'd ever be glad to say that I'm a millennial, but I'm glad that I'm a millennial.
And when whatever the generation is right now, when they get to our age, they're gonna say
the
they're
same
glad
thing.
to be.
Same fucking
Yeah.
thing.
It's I want like the thing is if you're not experiencing change, you're like not living life.
No, yeah.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
I like that it's gonna change. Like I was looking at like some clothes on Instagram and they were like so weird. They were kind of like they looked like futuristic to me, and I was like I was like, oh, I would never wear this, but I can see fashion going that way. And I was like, damn, I'm gonna have to get like. You always think like, oh, if my kid wants to wear a crop top, like who the hell cares? Because of our generation, but my kids aren't gonna want to wear crop top. It's
They're
gonna be
wear,
different.
like unisex clothes,
Or,
like
like-
clothes that are like anybody could wear it.
Not even that. Maybe it's just like tape. You know what I'm saying? Like who the fuck
They're
knows?
just wearing like everyone's just wearing like the same suit.
Who knows
You know what
where
I
it's
mean?
gonna
like
go?
a
And
full
it's
body
like
zip up suit.
we all think they were gonna be like, I'm gonna support what my kid wants to wear and blah blah blah, and I'm gonna support their. And then they want to do something that you're like, what is that? What is that? So, but yeah, that was my whole speech about growing up and being old. Looking at fashion on Instagram and being like, no.
Well, it's funny. The things that our parents worried about was like when we were growing up, it was like, or at least my parents, it was like, is he smoking pot? He's drinking underage. Is he going to get in trouble? Is he going to crash the car? He's into this, punk music. He's playing a violent video game, right? Now parents are like, my kid's telling me that my son's telling me that he's actually a woman, that he thinks he knows that he's a female. What do I do? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not like parents now like wish that their son like was going through a metal phase. You know what I'm
No,
saying?
I don't think people have a problem. I don't think.
You think a parent, if you ask the parent, would you rather I guess I'm speaking to like a suburban parent. Like, would you rather your son go through a metal phase or go through a phase where he thought he wanted to transition to a female? Or believe that he wanted? You think those are equal?
I think there's always going to be something like I feel like that was the same way because with metal it was like drugs, sex, it was like
Sure,
it was like
sure, but I'm saying it's evolved. It's just like an evolution of
But-
what
but
what
that's the
they
thing.
worried about versus what parents worry
But
about
that's
now.
the thing, and what we worry about later is not going to be like
I know it's
my
gonna be
kid-
crazy what the next one's gonna be.
It's not going to be like our kids want to transition. It's like no, now there's something new that we're not familiar with. But that's
my son wants a titanium body.
yeah.
My son, yeah,
My son wants to go live on Earth. It's not like my son wants to go. I'm from
my
New
son
York.
wants to move to Mars.
Like
yeah.
I'm from New York, and my son wants to go live in California,
Right.
and we don't move away from family. It's like no.
There's only been 10 pilgrimages to Mars. How could our son want to be on the 11th pilgrimage to Mars?
or like why do they want to travel so far from me?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like we used to just like move 5 hours away from home, but like because your mom feels like that, like. You know what I'm saying?
My son wants to upload his brain into a simulation world
Yeah.
and live in a digital space.
My son wants to put his brain on a hard drive. Like, my son is like ready for the Matrix.
My son's marrying a hentai character.
Yeah. I mean, like, these are problems we're gonna have to deal with.
I mean, yeah, or the next generation.
Yeah.
It's gonna be crazy. Can't wait.
I love it. I love the change. I can't wait because like we're done destroying ourselves. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, we're good.
Yeah.
I can't wait to be like the old fart like later where they're like, yo, this dude's still rolling. He's still breaking up weed into a joint.
Yeah.
And they're all going to be like, hey, man, you don't do the THC IVs now? You don't
Yeah.
do the THC
eye
drops?
Yeah.
You know?
Or dude, this like grinds it and rolls it itself.
Yeah.
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 Like, dude, what are you doing? You're using paper now? Yeah. Like,
What's your deal, bro?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to be like, I remember when we still used menus and parallel parked our cars.
Yeah.
I remember when I used to back up, I used to put my hand here and look backwards.
You still do it?
Sometimes.
No, I do too. I'm saying like you still do it. Like your cars, they're the flying cars. They can do it themselves. You're like, no, take autopilot out.
Manual.
Yeah, I'm gonna do this myself.
Show you how a human does it. Meanwhile, I'm dinging the car.
Kids are like, look, old. He's an old fart.
But you know what's going to happen? I'm going to turn it on.
Parking your own car, old man.
But you know what's going to happen? I'm going to put the car in neutral. or I'm going to put the car in manual so that I parallel park it so the robot doesn't do it, but then I'm going to ding the car and it's going to take me a long time, and they're going to make fun of me and be like, that's because this is a hovering car. Back when we had wheels on cars, I could do this. It's got a different feel to it.
Back when the cars were real, when they meant something.
When they had engines.
Yeah, when people worked on them. You don't know who's working on your car?
I didn't have a car that ran on good feelings, you little brat.
Yeah. Yeah. I can't wait for that.
Yeah.
Just to be like, to see what's going to make us the odd man out.
Yo.
Do you ever would you rather?
No. I didn't write one down, no.
All right, make one up.
Okay. All right. Would you rather us Oh no, we did this one already. Okay. Would you rather the future, like from this point forward, would you rather the future just plateaus completely? We just stay like this. We don't, like, maybe there's a new iPhone, but like nothing new.
With
like the camera.
With
there's
the
like
seventh nipple.
Yeah, there's nothing. There's like nothing. This is it.
Yeah.
We've
It has
peaked.
3 home buttons now.
Yeah, like everything evolving has just like peaked, and this is it, and we stay here, and maybe people go to class, whatever, right? Or tomorrow, the future goes like triple time. Like tomorrow, we know what all the UFOs are. People are like, we're birthing people in pods.
All right.
It's like ultra future,
All right.
like
you have the
steroids.
longest would you rathers.
I had to come up with it.
You're like Sean when we asked him about what question he would ask John. Benet Ramsey. Like
It's a McClorf thing.
You guys are like, would you rather live by yourself in a home in a village that has no lights and has no people, and then like explaining the whole life? It's like, okay. But go ahead. Okay.
That's it.
So would I rather the future plateau or the future triple by tomorrow? That's how you do it next time.
Yeah.
No.
Okay. Instructions.
That's how you do it,
yeah.
would you rather? I just fucking
This
showed
is your
him.
segment.
I just fucking showed him. Okay. All right. On 3, right? You do it. Go ahead.
1, 2, 3.
Future
Plateau.
triples. Take me there. Take me there. As a person who's like gay and Hispanic, I just can't wait to stop being like the odd man out. You know what I mean?
Right. I would pick the plateau because I think we would evolve.
Because you're boring.
In
Look
other
at your color shirt, bro.
It's not colored. It's nothing.
It's gray and it
Yeah.
has a pocket. I mean, you never wear graphic tees.
This is the future. I am the future.
You're the aliens I was worried about.
Yeah.
The frat boys.
Yeah.
Boring white men with plain clothing.
No genitalia. That
No.
of a Ken doll.
So you would rather...
I just think it would be
Plateau.
interesting to see us evolve in like art and like other ways without having to push like tech and shit. Like it would be
Who is
cool.
This kid? First of all, he's crying on the podcast, and now he's like, it'd be cute if we could
Forgot I
just
cried.
evolve
Yo, cut
art.
all that out.
You're like crying now. You're like, it'd be cute if we evolved with
Cute.
art. It'd be really nice.
It'd be sweet if like librarians would have jobs again.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, let's
Good
get out of
night.
here before I cry again.
Yeah.